As an introvert, what irritates you the most? When I just want to be alone and someone takes it personally. People thinking that introvert means disliking people. I love people. I love learning about people. But when I want space to recharge, that's it. It's nothing personal. This. I don't mind being around huge groups of friends. I'll probably have a blast. But I'm not game for that 24/7. If we're on a camping trip and I fuck off to go read a book for a couple hours, let me fuck off to read my book. Sometimes I just need peace and quiet. The assumption that it's something that needs fixing. When people don't understand recharge, time is a real thing. My dad, sister, and I are total introverts. When we have big family parties, we usually slip out quietly to go recharge for a second in solitude. Always end up finding each other in an empty room and laugh at ourselves for doing the same thing. People acting like it's a bad thing. Yes, I've constantly had people trying to get me out of my shell because I'm young and I'll get over it, like I need to. I've gotten over my shyness definitely, but people still exhaust me so much. Just give me a tub of Ben and Jerry's and internet access, and I'll be happy out. I don't see how that's a problem to so many people. When people clump introverts together with social awkwardness, social phobia, agoraphobia, they're not the same thing. I fucking hate people assuming that all introverts are socially awkward and incapable of maintaining relationships, and conversely, people with social anxieties blaming their introversion for them. I'm absolutely an introvert. I love doing things by myself. I recharge when I'm alone. But I can socialize with my coworkers or family effortlessly. Introversion and extroversion aren't about how well you can integrate in society and socialize. Introversion and extroversion are the situations in which you get the most fulfillment from. Introverts find more happiness within themselves and recharge when they spend time alone or with few people. Extroverts are the opposite. They find and feed off of energy in crowds. Things like very persistent. Oh, come on, stay with us. If I'm going, I have a reason. I had a good fun. I start to be exhausted, so I see myself out to leave with positive memories. Don't make me feel bad for it. The guilt tripping after you say no to plans. And the way it feels like you have to have an excuse for being busy rather than just not wanting to go, just to avoid the guilt tripping. God, this. When I was a young man, I got into the habit of lying to my friend because he simply couldn't take no for an answer. He finally caught on and called me out on it, and I pointed out that he wouldn't take a fucking no as an answer in the first place. Yes, I like hanging out with you, dude. But sometimes I just want to fucking read my book with a cat on my lap and a pot of tea and brandy. People being obnoxiously loud or inconsiderate, it's like, do they not notice? Small talk. I can't do it. I don't know what to say. Especially when I'm talking to a stranger. I work retail, so sometimes I get those ROI chatty customers. When people think that just because I'm an introvert, I don't like being around lots of people and hanging out a lot. Only different between me and my extroverted friends is that I can only recharge my metaphorical batteries alone or with like a single really good friend. People assume I'm stuck up and they tell me to talk more. I totally agree. They always have to point out that you're too quiet, or like a robot, which is so annoying. Thwarted expectations for time alone. We're planning to go out, spend time together? No problem. I'll rest up for it. But you let me think I've got a night-day weekend to myself. Or our thing will be over at 7 and now it's 9:30 with no sign of ending soon. I'm going to be irritated as fuck. I didn't budget energy for this. But also, the inverse. When they assume that a specific day, or the afternoon, is an adequate arranged time, and then if they show up at the later end of that time block, I've spent all the time before that unable to do anything or even relax because I've been ready for them. If I say I can do any time, it means I can plan my day around whatever time you pick. It doesn't mean you don't have to give me notice. 1. Always being pushed to go out and be social. 2. Online dating. 3. Loud talkers who never shut up. Plus people who just don't shut up. 4. Awkward silences. I'd add 5. Let's go around the group so everyone can stand up and speak for a few minutes to introduce themselves. When people come into my room and don't close the door when they leave. You mean your mom? No need to expose me. No, don't go home, you can just crash on the couch. Why are you so quiet? Because I have nothing to say, fuckus. My usual go-to response is, I don't have anything interesting to say. Or if they are very obnoxious, you wouldn't like what I have to say. You can't even survive, forget growing in your career without so-called networking, no matter how top of the game you are in knowledge and skills. I'm in scientific research. It sounds harmless when people tell you need to have a big network of colleagues to get a good job. Does my research papers in high-impact journals mean nothing? Answer is not without friends who lobby for your job. The assumption that some things are fun for everyone. Please, let me enjoy my book while listening to the birds in my backyard instead of spending the evening standing next to sweating people in an area that feels way too small for me to be there. I understand some people love going out. Why is it always assumed that everyone does though? When I am completely socially and/or energy depleted, I've expressed my need for some quiet alone time, and someone continues to try and talk to me. That I have to explain and convince my family that I need some alone time to recharge. People who think everyone has to talk all the time to have a good time, or be happy. I actually really enjoy to listen to people's stories and don't want to talk so much myself. Thanks. I personally prefer listening most of the time. I have this friend who loves to talk and it's perfect. When I finally have something I feel is worth saying and I get interrupted. Well, fuck it then. When you tell them you are trying to do something, like read, write, listen to music or say you are doing something that I think that obviously needs focus, and they just keep talking like you've said nothing at all. It's like they don't know what silence is or even just a little bit of patience. Let me finish writing this note to myself, then we can chat. People not really differentiating between shy and introverted. I'm both, but they're not the same thing. When people want to hang out too often. I'm gonna piggyback on your comment, because mine is similar. When people assume you don't want to hang out. Like, I may not be the life of the party, but I do enjoy the company. The idea that being an introvert makes me asocial, or socially awkward. I'm not at all. I still like parties and going out and doing things. I just need lots of time alone to recharge my batteries. The assumption that I must not be an introvert because I have social skills. I just don't like having to use them, okay? It's exhausting to pretend to like you all. I don't care for clubs. Yes, I'm bored. I told you I hate clubs. I hate dancing. No, I won't dance. You cannot comprehend how much I hate to dance. Fuck y'all. I'm going to the quiet bar across the street to watch the football game I was planning to watch tonight at home. When extroverts expect you to change your behavior to accommodate theirs. Forced compulsory group assignments projects. The obligation to get along with everyone, or at least fake it. Answering phone calls. When shopping for clothes, the salesperson coming over to help you. Entering alone an empty store. My extrovert friend always used to try to get me to go to bars and dance or sing in front of everyone or whatever, telling me I need to step out of my comfort zone. He tried putting all the attention on me once at a party and I felt so embarrassed. Quit making introverts feel bad for stuff they just do not want to do. I have bouts of extroversion. I've learned it's called being an ambivert, so that can confuse people. When people get angry because I do not continue small talk. People thinking I'm lonely or depressed because I'm sitting alone at lunch or don't go out often. I'm perfectly happy and like being this way. Crowds. I fucking hate them. Extroverts climbing the ladder, not through talent, knowledge, or skill, but through being likable. To be clear, this is not all extroverts. Just a few people that I've known. When a person insists to call me instead of texting. Open plan offices. Just let me do my work. I don't want to have to feel on constantly. Do the high head nod every time someone walks past me. Have my focus broken by having a chat every time someone feels like wandering over. By the end of the day, I'm drained and upset. When people ask me, "What's up?" 10 times a minute. Like, dude, I look like something's wrong, but it's okay. I told you. Why are you so quiet? Or, why don't you say something? Fuck off, I got work to do. I enjoy one-on-one conversations, but not really participating while in large groups. I will just sit back and listen when in large groups or will have a one-on-one with the person next to me. My answer to the first two questions is usually, I don't plan my murders out loud. That gets a good laugh, but also makes them shut up and stop bothering me. What else irritates you as an introvert? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.